Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Suzanne Taylor King here for week one of the Quantum Jump Your Client Attraction event. And I just want to quickly share this into the Facebook group, the Idea Lab for Entrepreneurs. And if you're not in that group, and you're going to participate in this 6-week challenge of mine. If you're in the Facebook group, you will receive some extra benefits. So that's your little incentive to join me over there in the Idea Lab. And let me just share into that group. If you are seeing me live, say hello in the comments. I always love customizing my content to whoever's here. So let's get started. Let's jump right into week one. And what's really exciting about this content that I've pulled together for you, this 6-week journey is the exact path that I have taken and so many of my clients have taken to quantum jump their client attraction. Hey, Sherry. Awesome. Listening on your way to work. I love that. Angelina, welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to have you here. All right. So today, what we're going to cover is we're going to cover the foundation of having explosive growth in your business. How do I define explosive growth? That's clients reaching out to you on a regular basis, not only because of your content, but because of how you're showing up online, energy wise, in conversations with other people. And don't worry, we're going to go into all of that this week and next week. So, number one, we're going to create your why, your focus and your concentration, your ideal client. And we're going to talk a little bit today about the hunter gatherer versus farmer business model. And if you hadn't heard of that, I did create a prompt for Chat GPT to help you go into more detail on that. So when we get to that part, you can comment hunter, gatherer, or farmer, and I'll get that custom GPT and that prompt to you. So, have you ever wondered or felt like you're doing everything right in your business, but still you're not getting the results that you want? Put a 1 in the comments if that's you. You feel like you're doing everything right, but you're still not getting the results that you want. Hey, Tina, thanks for hopping on. That's because most entrepreneurs are operating without a clear why, wasting time on low impact tasks and chasing the wrong clients and using the wrong approach, not only in their networking, but in their content. And this is really key. Yep. Denise says, yep. Tina says, yep. Angelina says, yes. Well, you're in the perfect spot for the next 6 weeks. And if you treat this 6 weeks like an actual coaching program, for those of you in my paid membership, that's only $97 a month. You're going to get all the homework you need, the action steps, and all the worksheets for this challenge. Now, if you've been feeling like that long enough, you're going to understand that we're going to fix it today. If you have an hour later today, it is entirely possible to do what I say in less than an hour and fix this problem once and for all. Now, what does that look like? We're going to identify the real why, that fuel behind why you started your business. For me, my big why is because I spent 5 to 8 years trying to figure out everything I'm going to teach you in the next 6 weeks. So imagine learning this from me in the next 6 weeks and it saves you 10 years. 10 years of searching, seeking, hiring people. I spent over $150,000 trying to learn this stuff over the last 10 years with coaching, programs, courses, you name it. I did it so you don't have to. I love that why. That fuels me. That makes me excited. How to concentrate on what moves the needle. Imagine picking one thing to work on for the next 90 days. For 90 minutes a day for the next 90 days. If you work on the things that I'm talking about and teaching, your business will quantum jump. That's why I called it that. Because the focus required to have a business, to have clients, I guarantee you're working on things that aren't moving the needle, whether it's meaningless networking, get to know you calls, posting on social media without intention or engagement. That lack of focus, lack of intention is really contributing to your lack, or not lack of results, but the lack of the results that you want. And your ideal client needs to have so much information from you, and we're going to talk all about that as well. You'll stop selling to the wrong people, stop chasing the wrong people. What if, just what if, what would it feel like to not have to follow up with anybody? What would it feel like to not care if somebody works with you or not, and allow them to reach out to you? Put a hell yes in the comments if that resonates with you. And lastly, we're going to talk about the hunter-gatherer versus the farmer. So you can dominate your market. And I've only learned this within the past 2 years. And for those of you who are new to Suzanne, you might think this is a whole overnight success story. No, it's been 10 years in the making, and I'm so excited to bring this information to you. Great. Nikki says yes. Angelina, hell yes. Tina, hell yes. Rebecca, you'll catch the recording. Very good. All right, let's get into step 1. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Simon Sinek. If you haven't read the book, start with why. Really incredible. And if your why is your anchor, it's what keeps you pushing forward when things get tough. It's the emotional reason that connects your brand to your audience. So here's your questions to ask yourself. What problem do you solve? Why does this matter so deeply to you? And what transformation do you want to create in the world? You just heard mine. It took me 10 years to do this work. I put it together and I spent a ton of money trying to do this for my business so I could be a coach out there in the world and make money doing it. And I don't want you to have to spend 10 years trying to figure out this shit. That's my why. So decide that for you. So your homework is to write down your why in one powerful sentence. Example, I help overwhelmed coaches attract high value clients so they can scale without burnout. Okay, that's awesome, right? It makes sense that I was totally burnout and seeking answers. And I decided to make that part of my why so you don't have to do that. You have to be so clear on that for yourself. Your why, think of it as the emotional heartbeat of your brand. It's the thing that makes people interested in what you're doing. It's the thing when you talk about it that lights up your face and you're excited and you're passionate about it. And if you don't have that when you're talking about your business, I guarantee those get to know you calls are not going as well as you hoped. All right, number 2, focus and concentration. Deep work has been huge for me. Deep work, what does it look like? It's the 90 minutes a day for 90 days on one task or one topic. How have I learned AI so quickly? It's because I spend 90 minutes every day learning a new tool or perfecting what I'm doing with AI and what I'm teaching. And because I decided that that was my topic for the whole entire year. So everything I read, every email I receive that's not client correspondence is an AI newsletter or from my AI mentor, because I've chosen to go deep and concentrate on that because it's a value add to my brand and my clients. Now, most businesses owners are busy, right? Busy, but not productive. They spend their days scrolling social media and commenting or posting, trying 10 different strategies at once, and starting projects you never finish. That was me. Starting projects I never finished. So I learned about myself and learned from an incredible coach, Charlie Timmons, that I'm not a details person. And this offended me actually when I learned it. And I said, oh my God, this is why I have all these ideas and I get started and I'm super excited on a project and I never finish. So what did I do? I hired somebody who's a finisher, who can read my mind almost and finish projects that I describe. So top entrepreneurs operate differently. Top entrepreneurs protect their time and focus like a laser on what moves the needle. So if you don't know how to do that, I do have a book to recommend. It's called Focus by Dan Coe. But listen, this is the key to being more successful. Blocking the calendar, time for yourself, deep work time, project focused time blocks on your calendar. Design a new project, block the time out on your calendar to actually get it done. Right now, if you're going to participate in this 6-week thing with me, well, block out 90 minutes at least a week to do the work that I'm talking about. It's the only way it's going to get done. Watching a video training is great. You might get all motivated from me pumping you up today. But if you don't have the time blocked in your calendar to actually do the work, well, then it's really a waste of time. So the 80-20 rule is key here. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. Identify what's working and do more of that. For example, if speaking at events has brought you clients in the past, do more of that. If being a guest on people's podcasts has been successful and fun and brought you clients, do more of that. If networking, going to networking events has not brought you a single client or a single referral in the last year, stop doing it. So put in the comments what you're willing to start doing for the next 90 days and what you're willing to stop doing. And here's your weekly focus formula. You're going to set 3 goals for the week. I'm going to get this done, and this done. And you're going to time block those 90-minute power sessions. Of course, I'm an overachiever and I block out 8 to 10 a.m. every day. For my own work, this has been a game changer. Those times used to be filled with appointments or networking or connecting. No more. That is focused on my work. And sometimes my work on a bright, sunny, beautiful day, which today it's not, on a bright, sunny, beautiful day, my work might be going on a 2-hour walk and having conversations with a couple of people while I'm walking. Whatever it looks like for you, if you're willing to block out those 90 minutes every day or more, you will get projects completed and you will move the needle in your business. Cut out distractions. Number one, put the phone away when you're talking to someone or when you're working on a project. I'm an extreme multitasker, or I should say, reformed extreme multitasker. And it took longer to get everything done. Now it's one thing at a time, focus on that, and then move on to the next task. Also, finish what you start. How to do more of that? Have the right people on your team. And look, if you can't afford or you can't find the right people for your team, this is when having a partner that you barter with, I don't really recommend bartering a whole lot, but this is when, if you're just starting out and you're focused all your time on building a website, that's not going to get you clients. I'm telling you right now, for years, it's a website is not going to be the thing that makes somebody click and buy. It's relationships. So barter with someone to build your website in exchange for what you do. It makes sense to do that in the beginning when you're strapped for cash. Remember, success isn't about working harder. I swear to you, it's not about 80-hour weeks. It's about knowing your why, being able to focus, and knowing your ideal client so well. And that's step 3 of today's training. Identifying your ideal client so well so that, and many of you have seen me do this, go through my list of new connections on LinkedIn, and we're talking a whole page of new connections. And my podcast episode that's live today, I literally looked through 30 people and said, that one. And I messaged him and we had a conversation on my podcast, and we had never met or spoken before. And that conversation was absolutely incredible. That's what I'm good at. If I focus, when I focus on that at least once a week, picking someone to be on my podcast that's incredible to bring to my tribe, all I have to do is tap in and focus, and it turns out incredible. And when you know your ideal client so well, or ideal podcast guest, or ideal community member, or ideal referral partner, when you know them so well, you can look through a list of people or interact in a Facebook group or be in a networking event and go, that one has clients for me. That one is going to want to partner with me. That one would be a perfect guest for my podcast. And you have to do the work to know your ideal clients. So listen, the wrong clients will waste your time. They will haggle over price, and they will ghost you after that free call you gave them. Let's just sit with that for a second. The right clients will see your value immediately, will be excited to pay you. A couple weeks ago, I had a longtime client of mine ask how he could pay me more. He's been a client for almost 3 years. I've never raised his price. But of course, my fees have gone up. Well, he asked to pay me more. Let's sit with that for a second. He's getting so much value from our time together, and he sees where I am taking him, and he's gotten so many new clients. He wants to pay more. What would that be like for you? This is incredible. The right clients get better results with you. And I would argue the ones that pay more get better results, do more work, are more excited to do the work. So here's your dream client exercise for today. What problem do they desperately need solved? Where do they hang out online and offline? What's the biggest frustration and what's the biggest goal? After you know those things, you can go more into the psychographics of them, age, male or female, and how about personality? Who do you want to work with? I don't want to work with stuffy, uptight people. Nope, not for me. I don't want to work with non-action takers. I had a client ask for 15 minutes today because they finished their work that I recommended last Thursday. Today's Monday. They want more. They want to do more. That's really exciting as a coach, right? I want that all the time. I want my clients to feel that excited about the work that we're doing together. So the clearer you are on who you serve, psychographics and demographics, the easier sales and marketing become. And I would argue the easier that those get to know you calls that aren't going anywhere for you, the easier they become. They become easier because you're only having them with ideal clients or ideal referral partners. Tell me what that would be like for you in your business, 1 to 10, if every get to know you call that you've had for the past year was actually an ideal client. And I don't mean you show up and it's a sales call. You show up and it's a get to know you call and you let them go first. And when you start talking about what you do, they lean in and say, I need to hire you. I need that. Tell me more. And you very calmly smile and you say, well, that wasn't the purpose of today's conversation. If you're serious, I'd love to schedule a discovery call with you. What would that be like? 1 to 10 in the comments, what that would be like if every get to know you call for the last year resulted in that. All right, maybe not every discovery call or every get to know you call. Every, let's say 50% of your get to know you calls in the last year, how many? How many of those calls, what would that feel like to have that many people interested in working with you? And it's entirely possible when you pick who you're connecting with instead of allowing others to pick you. All right, now I'm going to move on. 10, it would be incredible, Angelina says. So incredible. I'm willing to do 90 minutes a day on a task. Awesome, Tina. Love it, love it, love it. All right, this is what's required. Step 4, hunter-gatherer versus a farmer lifestyle. Which one are you? Now, here we go. Nikki says that would be amazing. Awesome. There are 2 types of business owners. The hunter, they chase clients daily. They rely on cold outreach and networking. And their revenue is feast or famine. It's up and down and up and down. You make money 1 month and then you go 3 months making nothing. Sounds horrible. I understand it because I lived it. And I'm telling you, there's a better way. Be the farmer. Be the farmer who plants seeds, thinking of relationships as seeds you've planted, thinking of every conversation that you have as a seed that's planted for the future. Some seeds sprout in 3 days. Some seeds take 3 months. And my longest ever seed, 8 years. 8 years of knowing me, seeing me every 6 months when I was a dental hygienist, staying in contact to hiring me. 8 years that seed took. And I just kept showing up like me, being of value. Yes. Yes. So the farmer plants seeds with their content, maybe with ads, maybe with funnels, maybe with relationships, but certainly not chasing, because we've released that. We also farmers build long-term systems and relationships. What's a long-term system look like? Well, keeping track of people, knowing where they are in that relationship cycle, super important. The farmer also creates consistent, scalable revenue. My membership. But listen, don't start with a membership. Start with selling your highest ticket offer till you're making the income you desire. Then, once you're good at attracting people, once you're getting 30, 40, 50 people to an event once a month, and you have enough people to invite to monthly revenue, then create something totally different. And that's where working with me to create that with you would be helpful. And if you have questions on what it looks like to create monthly recurring revenue and actually be successful with it, let's have a chat. Now, lastly, I want you to think about, which one are you? Tell me in the comments, which one are you? Are you a hunter-gatherer right now and you want to change to farmer, or are you currently operating as a farmer and you want to get even better at it? Let me know in the comments. And if you're tired of the hustle and the chase, it's time to shift into being a farmer and building an automated sales system or a pipeline to keep track of people. Really important. Creating content that attracts people daily. I get at least 20 messages a day. Some of them are sales pitches, but some of them are just conversations because of the engagement and the content. Setting up funnels that nurture people, and this doesn't have to be some fancy ClickFunnels funnel. It could just be a customer journey. It could just be knowing your customer journey and manually taking people through that customer journey. What's that look like? You talked to Bob today and you helped him, you gave him some insight, you learned about what he does. You could be great referral partners for each other. Bob doesn't need to go into a fancy funnel. Put Bob's name in your calendar 30 or 60 days from now with a note that says, email Bob and touch base with value, of course, please, and thank you. Denise says, hunter living in farmland, love it. Well, it's the perfect time for you to change into a farmer. I'm a farmer and I want to get better. I don't chase people and I want to attract people from my content. Yes, Tina, I think it's totally possible to call out your ideal person because she is so identifiable. All right, let's get into step 5, the larger market formula. How to dominate in a niche. Now, I don't really have a super small niche. I typically say entrepreneurs. But when you meet with me or I am speaking at an event, my ideal client gets a little more niched to call out the person in the audience or in the networking event. Over 50, wanting to reinvent themselves, wanting to change careers, or exiting from a company and wants to start something new. So, depending on where I'm networking, if I'm speaking to a group of dentists, so I have this group of dentists I speak to once in a while. When I'm speaking to them, I help dentists reinvent another revenue stream without doing more fillings or more crowns. And I speak that language, so I'm able to really call out that person. Lastly, um, you know, knowing your ideal client lets you choose where you speak, where you put your content so much more effectively. Many of you know me from my AI mentor, Jonathan Mass Facebook group. That Facebook group has 350,000 people in it, and I'm able to call out my ideal person who wants to learn from me by how I post in that group. There's a little bit of a learning curve to that, but here's the general idea. There's 3 levels of market awareness. Number 1 is unaware. They don't even know they have a problem. Number 2 is problem aware. They're aware they have a problem. They know something's wrong, but they don't know how to fix it. The third level is solution aware, that they know they have a problem. They're actively looking for a solution, and you show up. So you have to produce content for all 3 of those levels of awareness. So when I share in a big Facebook group like Jonathan's, I'm sharing prompts for entrepreneurs for the most part. I share prompts for people who are unaware, unaware that they have a problem with their offers, unaware that they have a problem with their why, unaware they have a problem with creating content. So by seeing my prompts and seeing my name, it ends up that they're like, oh, she's going to help me do what I didn't even know I needed. Then the problem aware, they know that something's wrong and don't know how to fix it. Having trouble getting clients prompts, having trouble attracting people prompts. So I'm always thinking, what do the people in that group need from these 3 different stages? So think of your LinkedIn content. For example, you're posting on LinkedIn. You want to post some content for the people that don't even know they have a problem. You want to post some content for people who know they have a problem, but they don't know how to fix it. That's where you give details and how-tos. And then the solution aware people, those are the posts that call them to action, whether it's with your value, scheduling an appointment, working with you, the more salesy posts, right? Now, I'm going to give you a goal is to speak directly to your audience at each level intentionally. And for example, if you're on a one-to-one call with someone and they don't even know what you do, and you're explaining what you do, telling a story about what you do and making them aware of the problems that you solve might give the other person a light bulb moment. Be like, oh, I didn't even know I had that problem until you described it that way. This is why people lean in conversations and want to know more. Here's an example. This is a messaging example. If you're unaware, your post could be like, feeling stuck in your business and not sure why. And then the post tells them why. Problem aware, struggling to get leads and clients consistently. And then you tell them how to solve that. Solution aware, here's how to book 10 new high ticket clients this month. Do you see the difference in the content? But the body of the content is all the same. I'm calling out a different level of person. And there's some nuance to this, and we'll go into more detail. But if you're posting that, it's all the same topic. It's just a different person you're talking to. And of course, ChatGPT can help you do 3 different types of posts. So if you have a post going out today, copy that post, take it over to ChatGPT and say, please rewrite this post for a unaware of the problem person, for a problem aware person, and for a solution aware person. And I'm telling you, you get 3 different variations on a post that really will speak more directly to your ideal client. All right, now I'm going to recap, pull all this together for you. This week, you're going to work on finding your why and making it more exciting and more powerful. This is key so you can have enthusiasm about what you do. I promise it's very important. Master your focus and concentration. Right now, block your calendar for 90 minutes a day for the next 90 days. Put it as a repeating event in your calendar. And if you, in your head right now, you're saying, I can't find 90 minutes a day for the next 90 days, we have another problem. You're overcommitting and you're saying yes to too many things that aren't paying you. So that's when you take a step back and reevaluate your calendar so that you can have 90 minutes a day for yourself for the next 90 days. We're going to define your ideal client this week with psychographics and demographics, and I have a worksheet for that I will share with you below this video. So make sure you come and grab it. And you're going to shift from hunter-gatherer to the farmer mindset. I will share a couple of posts this week all about that and how to do it. And lastly, you're going to leverage the larger market formula. That is being able to call out those 3 levels of clients in your content. Remember, unaware, problem aware, solution aware. And you can at will call out those people in your content. When I need clients, when I have openings for one-on-one clients, I create more solution aware content. Does that make sense? Let me know if this is all making sense. Hey, Spencer, what's up? And Denise says, what and where do you post the 3 posts? Same place, different times? Yes. Same place, different days. That's where you're actually posting about the same thing, but over the course of a week. And Denise, you and I had both struggled with this in the past. Talking about the same thing all the time in your content can feel difficult. It can feel repetitive. But please remember that only 1 to 10% of your followers is seeing each post, depending on your level of engagement. And if it's only 1% of your followers that are seeing each post, you have to repeat yourself like a crazy person to get more people to know what you do, know what you sell. And that to me felt boring and overwhelming until AI could help me reword things and, create content that it felt like it has more variety, but I'm still talking about the same thing. Every single post last week of mine on LinkedIn was talking about raising your prices. Every single post. But each post was for a different person. So going back to those 3 types of people. Now, also your action steps with the larger, you're going to identify your why. You're going to identify your 3 focus areas for this week, which hopefully is your why, your focus, and your ideal client psychographics and demographics. And when we get super clear on that dream client, it's entirely possible to go to a networking event and actually pick out the person. Say you're on Zoom and there's 50 people, and you can actually pick out who your ideal client would be. What would that be like? When you are so clear on who you work with, that's entirely possible. Or you do a search on LinkedIn for demographics, job title, whatever, and you're able to look through the list of 300, 3,000. You could look through that list and pick out who would be great to work with you or great to work with. So, getting super clear on farming mode and start building those long-term systems to keep track of your conversations and your connections. And for any of you that need some recommendations on technology or extra resources for doing these activities this week, and many of you have already done your why and your ideal client, you don't have to go all back through it again. I want you just to revisit it and get really clear. So it's kind of in your present tense instead of something you worked on in the past. Let's make these changes this week, and that'll set you up for the next 6 weeks of action. And I promise you, this will lead to more clients reaching out to you in your business. Questions, go in the comments. Any questions about today's training in the comments? I will share my notes shortly in a separate post. I will also share the worksheet for today, and all the replays will be on my YouTube channel for all of the 6 weeks and in the units section of the Facebook group. So if you need to catch up on anything or review anything, it'll all be there for you. And this content for me, you might ask, why is she giving this away for free? I'll tell you why. Because everybody needs this content. Everybody in this Facebook group, if you do this work for the next 6 weeks, you'll be more ready to hire me. That's my goal. Full transparency. Yes, that's my goal. My goal is to have you want more and you join the Idea Lab membership that's $97 a month. But you're going to get extreme value whether you do that or not. And bringing other people along, guess what? A rising tide lifts all boats. So if everybody in this Facebook group does this work that I'm challenging you to do for the next 6 weeks, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have a better Facebook group for everyone. I'm going to have a better paid members community, because as I've grown, I want you to grow too. And bringing you along with me is super important. So you're welcome, Tina. Thank you, Angelina. Lindsay said, that's crazy percent. And repeating yourself felt hard, but yes, AI can help you. It does feel hard for sure. Yes, Tina, ask ChatGPT. I'll share the prompt with you in the Facebook group as well. And again, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And I'll see you next Monday at 10 a.m. And please come back all week here in the Facebook group, the Idea Lab for Entrepreneurs. If you're not there and you're catching this replay on YouTube or on Facebook, please just comment you want to join the group and I'll send you an invite. Have an awesome Monday, everyone. And don't forget, go block those calendars. Have a great day.